What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. Markets continuing to dump like clockwork. I said in yesterday's video, it's a very repeatable pattern happening right now. The market opens up, we get a little volatility followed by a nice pop, then volume starts to stagnate and it just dumps. This has been the same way every single day this week. I don't think we are completely done selling off, but I will go over a big technical level we just bounced off of. And also AMC finally closing that gap from late May. I'm going to go over some of the technicals with AMC and what I see happening with the stock right now, as well as pretty much every other stock inside the market. We're going to go over everything. So let's get right into it. First off, as you can see across the board, red, the tech sector leading it down almost 3%. Netflix shaved over 20% of their entire valuation off. This is a big indicator of how overvalued stocks are right now. Netflix beat on earnings and even stated in their guidance that they were going to grow subscribers next quarter. However, it was not as much as what analysts and investors had expected. All right. So like I said, this is a big indication of how picky investors are right now. Okay, and also how overvalued some of these stocks are, especially ahead of the earnings season we have. If any of these big companies report any change in guidance due to supply chain issues or anything COVID related, they are really going to get a big hit from investors, as you can clearly see with Netflix giving us that first indication as of right now. Let's take a look at the SPY just to show you that same process what we've had. As you can see yesterday, same thing, pop right at the open. Even on Wednesday, same little thing, pop, and then it just continues to dump. And the same thing is happening. I had these key levels drawn out for everybody inside the group of where to be able to get into positions. I will say this, everybody inside the group, it's pretty awesome. They're starting to be able to play the downside of a market. If you are not familiar playing the downside of a market, I will tell you this. It is always good to adapt very quickly to be able to make the changes necessary for your portfolio when the market does turn. And there's just something I've heard for many years, and I didn't fully get up until recently of a few years ago. Millionaires are made when the market pulls. More millionaires are made when the market pulls, all right, during bear markets than bull markets. So when you can make that adaptation and play on the put side by knowing some of these key levels, it is very, very crucial and it's going to be beneficial for your portfolio. I will highlight some of the pre-market picks that we had today that were great. Peloton, they came out yesterday, the CEO, and had stated that we are not going to stop production after the stock got hit hard. That option went up over 100%, and we also had some great calls and puts that played it very well. This is going to be great, especially for all of you guys that do have small portfolios. So if you're interested, guys, first link, come check it out. Let's get into AMC now. We're going to take a look at that gap fill that we had. I will say this. I know a lot of people were hyping up Power Hour for AMC. It did come back after we did officially close that gap and make a charge back for that 1850 level, actually breaking out the earlier high of the day. And we did see the dump just at the end. And I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, they probably wanted to get us under $18 for the options chain. But also, like I said this as well, if you just take a look at what happened with SPY and zoom in, it's the same red candle. Okay, you see this little pattern, a little bit of red, a little bit of green charge, and that massive red candle. And when you go over to AMC, it's pretty much the same thing. We had a little red, a little stagnation, green charge, and then the red candle pulling it all back down. So that also goes into what I think is happening with AMC. Okay, so now it's finally closed this gap all the way back from May 25th. We have a lot of support, all right, in that $15 level, that $14.50 to $15 level, which was previous resistance. That was very, very strong resistance, especially for all you guys that were involved with this play back from, the March, April, and May time frames. All right, but there's one thing I want to point out, and I said this yesterday. The bears are in full force of the entire market as of right now. If you look, I took this screenshot from somebody that, or some, a stat that somebody had posted inside the group. This is the NASDAQ, new lows, 1323, new highs, 28. We are in a major, correction territory as of right now. And the other thing that is very interesting besides this is, like I had showed to everybody inside the group as well, that over 60% of stocks inside the NASDAQ are down from their 200-day moving average. All right, so we're starting to almost see, actually, we've already kind of really seen for a couple months now, a crash within a crash. Okay. Now, I've said numerous times before that I don't think that the entire market is going to crash. I feel like that reason is because some of these bigger tech stocks, all right, and these big blue chips are going to hold up the entire market. But what I do mean is the crash inside of the crash is some of your other stocks. Like look at Peloton and DraftKings, okay, and and even Neo. A lot of these stocks that did really well early last year are down over 50% from their all-time highs. All right, and anything over 20% is known as a bear market, but you just have a lot of the bigger stocks kind of carrying the entire market. So it's the same thing that's happening with AMC. Some of this downturn, I think the individuals that are already short in their positions are probably not beating this down, riding this. They're literally just letting the entire market pull it with it. Okay. So I will point this out. We are still seeing a little bit of bullish flow on the option side into AMC, trying to help keep it afloat. Like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how it reacts at this level. The SPY also did just bounce off of the 200-day moving average. We did kind of close below that level. Okay. Really, to get confirmation, we're going to have to wait until Monday. You can see here on the SPY today, massive amounts of volume that we have not seen all the way up until March of earlier this year on the SPY. All right, so there's a lot of volatility happening. We break that 439 level and we really close below that. That is going to cause a lot of panic for investors, and getting all the way down to that $400 price point on the SPY is not out of the question. So keep that in mind. Be patient, because a lot of times these things that when they go down this quickly, they bounce back. All right. For all of you that were involved in the market back when the COVID happened, I mean, when you see these massive, it bounces back just as quickly. It's the slow grind sell-offs that take a long time to come back. And as you can see, there's just one massive red candle on the weekly, and we still have a little bit of support in that, about that 431 level on the 50-week moving average. So keep these levels close for you. Guys, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.